Number 20, Warren. Number 20 for Washington School Generals, that is Scott Harney, has the football teed off, and he kicks it away, and it's going to be fielded by Bradley Gordon at the 10. Gordon's coming up the right side and is going to be tackled at about the 25-yard line. Knocked down by number 70 for the Washington School Generals. That's Joey Lyles. And the Lee Academy Colts will take over. First down and 10 yards to go from their own 25-yard line. Congratulations to the Lee Academy Junior Colts, Rich. Finished the season undefeated, 8-0. Won the Division I North AAA title. And congratulations to Coach Jeff Williams and his junior high coach.
Absolutely. Great job this year, guys.
Colts line up with 2 tight end formation and an I formation, 1 wide receiver. Duff under the center has got Gordon, Stone Street close. We fumble the football, and Gordon's going to pick it up, and he's going to lose a bunch of yardage back to the 20-yard line, about the 18-yard line. Looked like the football was just snapped between his legs.
It looked like it was just rolling on the ground. Andrew never had an opportunity to get the ball. I don't know exactly what happened that time, but an alert play by Gordon saved a real miscue in the opening play of the game.
Loss of about 6 on the play brings up second down and 16 yards to go. Lee Academy coach Bray Cuttle once again with 2 tight ends. Wide receiver Ivy Dees is split to the right, and the Lee Academy coach are in a split backfield looking at a 5-man front. And we're going to run the option pitch, and Duff's going to keep it. Going to fumble the football again, and Washington's going to pick it up. Duff picked up about 6 yards and fumbled the football. And Washington School Generals recovered at about the Lee Academy Colt 25-yard line. And so the turnover bugaboo, Lee Academy coach fumbled 8 times last week against Indianola and lost 4. And we fumbled once tonight, and the Lee Academy Colts are in a hole. Washington School Generals have it first down and 10 yards to go inside of Lee Academy's 25 at the 24-yard line. Washington breaks huddle, sends wide receiver to the right, wide receiver to the left. Colts in a 5-man front now with out the backside of an I formation. Quarterback Warren is going to run a pass. He sprints to the right, looking, and throws. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for the tight end, number 85. That's Patrick Sullivan. Good coverage out there by Wayne Bolin, the free safety. And Washington School Generals will have it second down and 10 yards to go now from Lee Academy's 24.
Sullivan was open that time. He had a step or two on the man, although it was good coverage. The quarterback just threw it a little bit in front of him. Incomplete pass, second down.
Football game is just underway. No score. 10:35 to go in the first quarter. Colts fumbled on the first and second play of the football game and lost the second one. Warren's under the center. He's going to run a pitch sweep to Hairston. Hairston trying to get to the corner. Is going to get to the corner and going to run inside of Lee Academy's 20 down to about the 15-yard line. Going to gain about 9 yards on the play. Good blocking out front by the Washington School Generals.
Excellent blocking that time by the right side of the line and just leading the way for the running back to pick up a good gain on the play. Brings up third down and 2 for Washington.
Pickup of about 8 for Hairston. And Washington on 3rd and 2 will break huddle and send a wide receiver left and a slot to the left. Lee Academy Colts in a 5-man front. And Warren's under center. And Warren's going to give the football to the fullback, Bailey, and he fights inside the 15-yard line. Going to have first down yardage down to about the 12 before the Lee Academy Colts knock him down. And it's first down and 10 yards to go for the Washington School Generals inside of Lee Academy's 15. Let's give him the 11-yard line, Rich. 9:49 to go in the first quarter.
Defense needs to tighten up here. Big test early in the ball game for the defense. And with Washington looking at a first down deep inside of the red zone here.
First down and 10 yards to go for Washington. They line up in a split backfield with wide receivers right and left. Colts in a 5-man front, and Warren's under the center is going to run the option. He's looking, going to run the football. Now going to pitch it at the last minute and scores a touchdown. The option to the left side, the quarterback, number 17, Michael Warren, just kept it for as long as he could, made the coach commit, pitched the football to number 20, and that is Scott Hirani, and he runs the football the final 11 yards for the touchdown. And number 30 for the Washington School Generals. Burt Caraway has it teed up at the 10, trying to put the 7th point on the board. Snap is back. The kick is up. The kick is good. Washington School 7, Lee nothing. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Skyler Randy's kick is fielded by Bradley Gordon at about the 10, and Gordon runs the football out over the 30 to the 34 or 35-yard line. The Colts will have excellent field position, Rich, but we ran 2 offensive plays and fumbled on both of them.
We've had 6 plays in the ball game so far, Albert. 2 by us, 4 by them. It's led to 2 fumbles and 1 touchdown.
Colts will have it first down and 10 yards to go from our own 35. We break huddle with 2 tight end in a 2 tight end formation, 1 wide receiver. And Duff at a split backfield with Gordon is going to sprint to the right to throw, is looking and throws the football down. It's going to be caught by Scott Flowers inside of Washington School territory, down at about the 44-yard line, and the Colts will have it first down and 10 yards to go from the Washington School General 44-yard line. Almost intercepted, Rich.
Almost intercepted, but I tell you what, a good pass by Duff that time, and Scott Flowers from his tight end position made a good catch on that ball, because Duff did throw it right between about 3 defenders. First and 10 for the Colts, so from the General's 44-yard line. Good play, Albert.
Colts get George Miller and Wayne Boland into the football game. We'll go with 2 wide receivers now and out of the I formation. Looking at a 5-man Washington School front. They got a man off sides lined up, it looks like. And we're going to run the option. Pitch out here to Turman. Turman's into the secondary. Is hit hard, breaks a tackle, and comes inside of the 40-yard line down to about the 34 before he's knocked down. Very close to first down yardage.
Good play that time by Duff reading the option, because he kept it until the last moment, threw it off to Turman. Turman, with a good individual effort, picked up another 2 or 3 yards after he received the initial hit.
I believe it's going to be short of the first down yardage. They mark it back just inside the 35. Second down and less than a yard to go for the Colts.
Good time for that big pass.
Chris Lively goes wide to the left, and it looks like George Miller's in the slot to the left. And Gordon and Turman are in the I formation behind Duff. Duff looking at a 4-man now, Washington School front, may be checking off. Barking out his signals, gives the ball to Gordon, and Gordon drives inside the 30-yard line down to about the 28 or 29-yard line before he's knocked down, and he gets first down yardage easily inside of Washington's 30 down to about the 29.
Good job at that time of Andrew Duff reading the defense, and another fine bit of running by Bradley Gordon, just kind of picking his way through the holes. Picked up more than enough for the first down. Lee Academy looks good on this drive.
Chet Stanley gets back into the football game for the Colts, which means the Colts will go back to their 2 tight end set. And that's exactly what we do. 1 wide receiver, Ivy D, split to the right, and Gordon and Turman are split behind Duff. They're in a 6-man front now, and we sprint to the left to throw. Looking, got him wide open down there. It's going to be incomplete. Chet Stanley was hitting right in the hands, Rich. He just dropped it.
He was looking right, the ball was right where it should have been, coming right over his shoulder, and Chet was looking at the ball all the way, but just hit him in the hands. Couldn't maintain possession of it. A good pass that time by Andrew Duff. Brings up second down, 2nd and 10 for the Colts from the 29-yard line of the Generals.
8:10 to go in the first quarter. Colts trail 7-0 thanks to a fumble at our 25-yard line on the second play of the game. Looks like Chet was telling Coach Weiss he couldn't get his arm up because of that brace he's wearing. Chet did have a separated shoulder earlier in the year and has to wear that brace. 2 wide receivers set now for the Colts with Gordon close and Turman deep out of the eye. And we're going to run the option. Here's a pitch out here to Turman. Turman gets 1 block at the corner, breaks a tackle, gets inside the 20, down to about the 17 or 18-yard line. Very close to first down yardage for the Colts.
I tell you what, Chris Turman doing another fine job of running that time, making that initial contact, and it's not stopping him. He's just kind of spinning and bouncing off the tackler and picking up an extra 2 or 3 yards, and that time it earned him a first down.
Colts driving the ball well. Ever since we've gone to this straight option set, Rich, we've been moving the ball great. Colts break huddle, send wide receiver left, Ivy D's, wide receiver right is Wayne Boland. Tight end Flowers lined up on the left, and we're in a split backfield. Gordon and Turman behind senior quarterback Duff. Duff sprints to the left, looking, throws it down into the end zone. It's going to be called for a touchdown.
What a catch that was.
Flowers, senior tight end Scott Flowers. Just a great throw and a great catch from Duff to Flowers, and the Colts have broken on the board.
I'm going to tell you the concentration that time of Flowers was exceptionally well, because he had those white-shirted Generals all over him, but he just kept his eye on the ball, brought it in, touchdown, Colts.
Ivy D's tees it up at the 10. Lee Academy Colts will try to put the tying point on the board. 7:41 to go in the first quarter. It's got the makings of a great game, Rich.
It's going to be a
George Miller's
one.
going to hold. Jack Laney will snap. The kick is blocked. And Colts trail 7-6. But we drove right back down the field, Rich. 7:41 to go in the first quarter. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football.
For the Generals, number 20, Scott Perrini. 33, Todd Harrison.
Harani and Harrison are deep to receive Wayne Boland's kick. They're standing at about the 10. The whistle blows, and Wayne Boland approaches and gets the kick away. It's the low driving kick. It's going to be fielded by Harrison at about the 14-yard line. He's running to the right, breaks up the middle, gets to the 30-yard line, is driven back at the 30 by, let's see, number 30. That's Chris Walker. Sophomore running back, does an excellent job for the Lee Academy Colts on special teams. So the Colts get their defense into the football game. John Martin Harris looks like he's in the football game to play for the Colts.
John Martin Harris, the headhunter.
And he's playing nose tackle. And they break huddle, wide receivers right and left, split backfield. Colts in a 5-man front, and straight back to throw is Warren, and he throws to number 24, and he's going to be knocked back at about the 35 to 36-yard line. Going to be a gain of about 6 on the play. Tackle out there by Jim Walker with help from a lot of Lee Academy Colts right at the end. Gain of about 6 on the play, 2nd down and 4.
Jim Walker had him by the ankle and just wasn't going to let go that time, and that guy was just like a sitting duck, just ready to be shot at, and several of them took a good pop at him.
They break huddle and send a wide receiver right, wide receiver left. Colts in a 5-man front still. And Warren's under the center, and he's going to take the football and going to run a draw play. The number 20, Harani. Harani trying to get to the corner is going to be knocked down by Bradley Gordon, and Scott Flowers is not going to have first down yardage as he's going to gain about a yard on the play and bring up 3rd and 3.
Tell you, it's a good, hard-hitting football game that we're witnessing right now for about the first half of this first quarter, Albert. I think it's got the makings, as you said, of a great football game.
Typical Washington School General Lee Academy Colt football game so far. I know Coach Ricky Wise has a lot of respect for Coach David Sykes, and I know Coach David Sykes has a lot of respect for Coach Ricky Wise. 2 good football teams. 5-man front for the Colts, split backfield, straight back to throw. And throws it complete to number 24. He catches it and going to be knocked down for first down yardage over the 45-yard line to about the 47. Jim Walker's giving that guy too much room.
Yeah, he's playing a little soft right now, and I think Coach Finney probably may talk to him about coming up a little bit. I think he's worried about being burned here early in the game, but he is playing awful soft, and I think you'll see him make some adjustments here and won't give him quite that cushion that he's giving him at this point.
That was Brent Stewart receiving that pass from Michael Warren. And they break huddle on first down, and they send wide receiver right, wide receiver left. Colts still in a 5-man front. And Washington School Generals, Michael Warren, the quarterback, is going to take the football and give it to the fullback, Bailey. And Bailey fumbles it, and Washington and Lee Academy Colts are going to get it. Wayne Boland came up with a football as the football was stripped by the Lee Academy Colt defensive line, and Michael Bailey just put it on the ground, Rich, and the Colts recovered it, and it looked like for a minute we wasn't going to get it.
No, it did look like for a minute there because it looked like their guy had it back right up under, nestled in his arms, but as the old oblong-shaped football will do sometimes, it just doesn't want to rest at home, so it just squirted out. Lee Academy with a big break here. 1st and 10 from their own 43-yard line.
5:35 to go in the first quarter. Colts in a 1 tight end set now. Wayne Boland split to the left. Ivy D's in the slot to the left. And they're in a 5-man front. And the Colts in a split backfield. Duff's under the center. Going to give the football to the fullback. Stone Street up the middle, and we're going to have a stoppage of play here.
I think we're going to be in motion. It looked like our right side of the line never got set, Albert.
Boy, Stone Street had a big hole too, Rich. Dead ball, illegal procedure against the Colts. Andrew's got to give them time to get set. And that'll be a 5-yard step off as Stone Street was getting ready to pick up big yardage.
He was fixing to head to the promised land, it looked to me like.
5:25 to go in the first quarter. 1st and 15 for the Lee Academy Colts. Chris Lively goes wide to the left. Ivy D's in the slot to the left. Stone Street close. Terman's deep out of the eye, giving Bradley Gordon a little break. And they're in a 4-man front with 4 linebackers. And Duff gives the ball straight off tackle to Terman. He's going to be stopped for no gain. Might have got a yard on the play, but we'll call it no gain. 5:03 to go in the first quarter. Is that 5? Yeah, it was 5.
You know, I hope they fix those bugs before next year. What do you think?
Maybe they will.
Okay.
2nd and 15. No gain on the play by Terman. Colts send Wayne Bolin wide left. George Miller's in the slot to the left. Tight end Flowers lined up on the right-hand side. He's had 2 big catches already. Out of the I formation, Duff may be checking off. He's going to run the pass to Flowers, and he catches it. And down the sideline he goes. And Scott Flowers is going to be tackled inside of Washington School's 25-yard line at the 21.
I tell you what, a great read again by Andrew Duff, checking off and hit Scott Flowers. Again, his tight end just wide open, just sprinting down the right side. A good pass, good play, and Scott has moved the Colts way down the field to the 21-yard line of the Generals.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Colts. 4:25 to go in the first quarter. Colts send Chris Lively wide to the left. George Miller is going to be in the slot to the left. And we're giving Washington something to think about here, Rich. And we line up again with a split backfield. And they're in a 4-man front again. And we're going to run the fake, and Duff's going to keep it and dance over the 20, and is going to drive his way down to the 15-yard line.
I'm going to tell you what, Andrew Duff did a good job that time with picking up 2 additional yards because he just kept his legs pumping and was able to gain those 2 additional yards down to the 15.
Gain of about 6 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 4 yards to go for the Colts. Wayne Bolin and Ivy Dees will check back into the football game. And we bring out Lively and George Miller. 3:45 to go in the first quarter. Colts moving again. We send Wayne Bolin wide to the left. Ivy Dees is being the slot to the left. Stone Street close. Terman's deep out of the eye. Tight end Flowers lined up on the right-hand side. 4-man front for Washington. We bring motion back to the right in the form of Dees. Now they're dancing up, and we give the football on misdirection to Terman. And Terman fights his way down to the 10-yard line and is going to get very close to first down yardage. I believe he's got it, Rich.
Chris Terman once again didn't have a lot of running room, but his ability to just sidestep and dance moved him down to the 15-yard line and to the 10-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 for the Colts from just outside the 10. I believe they may be able to get a first down.
Good bit of running by senior tailback number 40, Chris Terman, 5'7", 140, just about as big as a flea, and he's a hard, tough kid. Bit Roberts is wide to the right. Ivy Dees is wide to the left. And Duff, out of the I formation, looking at a 4-man Washington General front, is going to pitch on the option to Terman, and we fumbled the football, but Terman got back on it, loss of about 4 on the play. Looks like a kid might have got his paw up there and knocked it down, Rich.
I think that's what happened. It was developing, but one of those white-shirted generals just was able to get his hand up and just deflected enough. 2nd down.
2nd down, loss of 4 on the play, and 14 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. Colts are going to get Bolin into the football game. We better hurry up as they've already set the ball in play. Bolin takes out Bit Roberts. Colts break huddle and send Wayne Bolin wide to the right. Ivy Dees is wide to the left. We better hurry. We're in a split backfield. Scott Flowers is lined up on the left-hand side. Sprinting to the right to throws Duff. He looks, throws it over the middle. It's going to be intercepted. By number 51 for the Washington School Generals, that's Michael Mosley. Football was underthrown, and Michael Mosley picked it off, and the Colts have turned it over twice, and Washington will have it 1st down and 10 yards to go from their own 7.
I tell you, it almost looked like Duff decided not to throw that ball just right at the point that he released it, because I think he saw the general defender come up in his eyesight just at the point he released it. It looked like he wanted to take it back. But obviously he couldn't. Interception by the Generals, 1st and 10 for them.
7-6 is our score. Washington Generals lead. And they break huddle and send wide receiver to the right and a slot to the right. And they're in a unbalanced line. They're in an unbalanced line to the left. And they're going to run a pitch sweep to Hairston. And Hairston's going to cut back up. It's going to be knocked down at the 10. Might have got 3 or 4 yards on the play. Tackle out there for the Colts by number 34, Jason Carpenter, Stone Street. Pick up a 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6. 1:37 to go in the first quarter. Colts trailed 7-6.
Big time for the Colt defense. If they could stop them down deep in their own territory, get the ball back in excellent field position.
Washington breaks huddle, wide receiver right, wide receiver left. They may be checking off. And they're going to run a draw play. And he's going to be knocked down for a loss. Back inside the 10, might have been knocked down at the 8-yard line. Good play there by the Lee Academy defensive front. John Martin Harris, Jack Laney.
Ball carried by number 20, Scott Moraney.
Third down and 8 yards to go now for the
Number 2, Wayne Boland.
Washington School Generals.
Number 61, John Martin.
They lead 7-6. Now they better get out of the huddle now as the ball's been set to play. They break huddle and send a wide receiver to the left and a slot to the left. They may go deep here, Rich. Warren is going to take the football straight back to throw. Throws it. That's going to be caught by number 24, and he's going to be knocked back inside the 15-yard line. He's going to come up short of the first down.
They're going to mark it just short of the first down by about a yard.
It's going to bring up fourth down for the Washington School Generals. Let's see what they do. Fourth down and 1 yard to go. Clock is running with 9 seconds. That'll be the end of the first quarter, I'm sure. First quarter's over. Colts trail 7-6. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Number 7, Steve Bryson, will stand back at about his own goal line to punt this football away. Lee Academy's got Wayne Boland and Bradley Gordon deep on fourth down and 1. And the Colts jump into the neutral zone and are going to be penalized 5 yards.
Going to give them a first down by way of the penalty here, Albert.
Good gracious alive. They suckered us into that, Rich. They're going to call it on them. They're going to call it on them. I don't really... Illegal procedure against the Washington School Generals.
All right.
And that'll be a 5-yard step off against Washington. There's a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct against the Washington School General coach.
Well, I knew our team wouldn't make a mistake like that.
And the Washington bench is going to get a half the distance to the goal line penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. And Coach David Sykes is mad.
He is mad. He's walking out there, wants to talk a little bit. He's pointing a finger every once in a while, but he's going to keep talking. He's going to throw him again too, probably, if he keeps talking.
And he is really mad about something. I'll tell you, it looked to me like the coach jumped into the neutral zone, Rich. I'm going to be honest with you.
It did look like it from our left side. It looked like he jumped into the neutral zone, but now the center may have picked the ball up. You never know what happened out there.
They ran the old Dallas Cowboy shift on the punt formation and drew Chris Walker into the neutral zone. And Coach David Sykes is really, really mad. Well, I mean to tell you, he is mad.
Well, it's a big game, and sometimes he just, you just have to understand a coach's position. He's got to go out and defend what he thinks has been an injustice.
Now, they hadn't been penalized on their unsportsmanlike conduct penalty yet, have they?
Not yet. But it'll move it back to the 5-yard line, half the distance to the goal, so really to about the 4-yard line.
So a little bit of excitement here.
He said that a lineman got out on his hands on their team and got back up.
So the Colts, we're going to have an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Washington, half the distance to the goal.
Let's go, make it hard, baby!
So now they're forced to punt. This time, if we jump into the neutral zone, don't give them a first down, Rich. That's going to penalize them back to inside of the 5 at about the 4. So the Colts should get great field position, barring a disaster on this punt.
Boy, I'd almost bring 10 guys rushing that punter.
Man, no, you need to have a return here. That would be great. I hear Ricky Lewis down there saying snap it over his head. As we're awaiting the snap, and it's back. And Bryson gets the kick away, and it's going to be downed by Washington inside of their 35-yard line at the 34. So the Colts get good field position after the punt, after the intercepted pass. 11:51 to go in the first half of the football game. Colts trail 7-6. Washington School comes into this football game, Rich, have to be favored, wouldn't you say?
Oh, I think so. With a 6-1 record or 7-1 record, you know they got to be favored.
But the Lee Academy Colts hoping to set a trap here.
A bear trap?
And steal this Division I title from their arch rival, the Washington Generals. Colts are going to have to call timeout. We didn't have the right players on the field. Colts call timeout. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. 7-6 is the score. This is Lee Academy Colt football. On the first play after the timeout, Lee Academy Colts try to run a little hook pattern to Wayne Bolin out here. Senior quarterback Duff overthrew it. Brings up second down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. They're trailing 7-6 with 11 minutes and 33 seconds to go in the first half. Good crowd on hand, both from the Washington School Generals as well as Lee Academy faithful. On a perfect night for football, Rich.
Oh, it is beautiful.
We'll try to keep you updated on the Pillow Indianola Academy score. It was 0-0 when it started. I formation for the Colts, and we're going to run a reverse, and we're going to be knocked down. Quarterback never got it. We had it set up pretty good, and that was going to be a reverse to Wayne Bolin. And youngster for Washington broke through and threw Duff for a loss back outside the 35-yard line to about the 37.
Brings up third down and about 14 for the Colts, moving the ball from the 37-yard line of the Generals, just fresh into the second quarter.
And the thing about that is we were going to run out reverse, which we hadn't run all year long, and now
you don't think it's shot, do you?
We can't use it because they've already seen it. Split backfield for the Colts. Dupp sprints to the right to throw, throws a screen back over here to Flowers. Flowers is going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage, and they're going to bring up fourth down. Tried to set up the tight end screen, was unable to do it, and the Colts were faced with fourth down, 4th and 14 yards to go, and we get Wayne Bolin into the football game to punt. And they get Chris Harani deep, and the Colts in a tight punt formation. We get a good snap back, and Bolin just kicks the football away, and it's his best kick of the year, and it takes a sideways bounce, and it's going to be downed at the 1-yard line by the Lee Academy Colts.
I'm going to tell you what, that was quite a kick by Wayne Bolin. I think it's all actually inside the one, so the Generals will begin again in the own shadow, the little end zone there, the goal post, so a long way away from the promised land for them, 99.5 yards, Albert.
Well, that kick got a favorable bounce if you're a Lee Academy Colt. As that football hit it about the 5, it looked like it was going to bound into the end zone and just kick dead left.
Kind of like some of your pull shots when I've needed you in the clutch.
Thanks, Rich. I'm focused tonight. First down and 10 yards to go for the Generals. They're in a split backfield, wide receivers on both sides. And they're going to give the football to the fullback. And he comes out over the 5-yard line to about the 6 or the 7 before he's knocked down. That's Mickey Bailey for the Washington School Generals. And pick up about 5 on the play, makes it 2nd down and 5. 10 minutes exactly to go in the first half. Colts trail 7-6. Colts have had their chances, Rich.
I can't deny that. They've had the opportunities here and unable to capitalize on them up to this point in the ballgame.
They line up in a split backfield with the wide receivers on both sides, and Warren is going to run the option and going to pitch it out here to number 20, Henry. And Henry is going to get to the corner. He's going to be knocked down by Stone Street, but he's going to have first down yardage over the 15-yard line to about the 17-yard line. Pick up of about 10 on the play. First down and 10 yards to go for the Washington Generals from from their own 17-yard line. Colts will stay in their 5-man front. And they have trip receivers now. Trip receivers to this side. And we don't have enough players covering over here.
And he just saw it. The quarterback just saw it.
Scott Flowers is going to drag him down inside the 10.
But that's one of the best pass defenses you can have right there.
Scott Flowers and Russell Harris and Jack Laney all in there on Michael Warren and drug him down for a loss back inside the 10, back to about the 9-yard line. Loss of about 8 on the play brings up second down and 18 yards to go for the Washington School Generals. And they can have us outnumbered 5-0 over there if we put pressure on the quarterback like that.
I tell you
what,
great
rush by Scott Flowers.
Absolutely. Like I said, one of the best pass defenses is a strong rush.
They break huddle on second down and 19 yards to go in an I formation. Colts still in the 5-man front. And quarterback Warren is going to sprint to the right to throw. Fake the draw. Trying to set a middle screen up. And Bradley Rybold. And number 63, Laney. And number 33, Stone Street are going to throw it for another 2-yard loss. Back inside of the 10, all the way back to the 6.
Boy, they've got a third down and Rena Laura to go now.
Third down and Rena Laura for the Washington School Generals. 8:09 to go in the first half. They break huddle, wide receiver right, wide receiver left. Colts are in a 4-man front now, playing a little prevent defense. They got to go about 20, and they throw the football deep down the field, and it's going to be knocked away by Jim Walker. Pretty good play there by senior cornerback Jim Walker, and I believe that guy was, it was just, he got his hand back on it because that was a perfectly thrown ball.
Great pass that time by the quarterback, and like you said, Jim Walker just was able to get there and make the play. I heard a big sigh of relief from several of our fans right up under us after that play, Albert. But once again, the Colts are going to come out of this with great field position.
Barring a disaster. They get the snap back and get the kick away. And it's an end-over-end kick. It's fielded by Bolin. Fair caught by Bolin. Inside the 35 and the 34. Exact same spot we started from a minute ago.
First and 10 for the Colts here with 7 minutes and 37 seconds left in the first half, trailing 7-6. Colts will take over from the general 34-yard line.
We've had great field position all night. Andrew Duff gets into the football game. You got to make these field positions pay off, Rich, because it's going to turn somewhere during the game.
Well, the only people that have had better field position so far are us up in the press box looking at it from the 50, so they've got to take advantage of this now.
Wayne Bolin goes wide left, Ivy D slot left. Stone Street close, Gordon deep out of the eye, 4-man front. We're going to run the option. Pitch it to Gordon. Gordon breaks a tackle, gets inside the 30, knocked down at the 29. We have a flag on the play.
And I'm afraid it's going to be a holding penalty against us.
Holding against the Colts. That'll be a 10-yard step off from the 35, and will push it back to the 45. And here's the step off here against the Colts. Guy walks like Charlie, Rich.
Charlie Webster?
Yeah.
He's down in Starkville.
7:29 to go in the first half. Colts trail 7-6. We get our second tight end into the football game, Chet Stanley, which means we'll go from a 2 tight, 1 wide receiver set. And we have Stone Street close and Bradley Gordon deep out of the eye on 1st and 20 from Washington's 44. Penalties have hurt us. Duff looking at a 5-man front, fakes it, runs a bootleg. Looking, he's going to run the football. Now he's looking back, comes back across the field, gets the block. He's into the secondary. Came to the outside, Andrew. That's what he did. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. And he's knocked down at the 6.
I'm going to tell you just a great adjustment on Andrew Duff's part. rolling right on that bootleg, looking for Scott Flowers. Scott well covered. He just came right back across the grain, picked up a great block that time. Interference run by Ivy Dees. And was able to get the ball down well inside the Generals' 10-yard line. First and goal for the Colts.
From the Washington Generals 7. So the Colts. Andrew looked pretty fast, didn't he?
He did look fast.
Colts get
he didn't look like Charlie.
Jason Carpenter into the football game. Bring out Bradley Gordon. And we line up in a wishbone set now. Carpenter and Stone Street are the tailbacks. Who's playing fullback for us?
I can't
and they jump into the neutral zone. That's Bradley Rybold. Bradley Rybold is playing fullback for the Lee Academy Colts, number 50. And that's going to be a half the distance to the goal line penalty against the Washington Generals. As we get Turman and Gordon back into the game, Rybold will stay into the game at fullback, I bet. That moves the football inside the 5 down to about the 3.5. 6:38 to go in the first half. Colts break huddle, 2 tight end set, wishbone formation. Bradley Rybold, number 50. Dumpy is the fullback. 2 tailbacks, Turman and Gordon. And we're going to run the ball on first down inside the 5. And we're going to run a pitch sweep to Turman. And Turman goes untouched into the end zone, but there's a flag on the play. There's a flag on the play, and it's going to be holding against Lee. Colts are going to lose a touchdown.
Plus 10 yards.
Plus 10 yards as the Colts were guilty of holding at the 4. So that'll be a 10-yard step off as the official's coming over here to tell the coach who did it. And there's a 10-yard step off against the Lee Academy Colts, which will push the football out to the 14-yard line. And the Colts will have it first down and goal to go from the 14. Colts lose a touchdown via the penalty, Rich.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, I just about run that same play, except they're bringing Bradley out this time.
Colts lined up with Dumpy Rybold at the fullback. We break huddle. And we stay in the wishbone formation. With 2 tight ends, we're going to run it again. Andrew Duff's under the center, looking at a 6-man Washington General front. And we're going to run a pass that's going to be incomplete. They just poured in on him. And Andrew Duff was going to fake the dive out of the wishbone and was going to try to hit his fullback up the middle, Stone Street. And they poured through and got him. And makes it second down and 14 yards and goal to go for the Colts.
Andrew just did a good job that time getting the ball away and letting it fall incomplete, or else we were looking at another loss.
Timeout is on the field here. Let's see what's the matter. Youngster for Washington having some equipment problem, it looks like. Washington Generals have called timeout. Timeout's on the field. Lee Academy trails 7-6. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Flowers got single coverage. Second down and goal to go from the 14-yard line for the Lee Academy Colts. Here's a pitch sweep out here to Turman, and Turman cuts back inside the 15. He's going to be knocked down at about the 12. We have a score from Indianola as the Indianola Academy Colonels lead the Pillow Academy Mustangs 6-0 in the second quarter. And pretty much of a shocker of a score from over at Starkville, Rich.
That's right, even though Mississippi State's not playing tonight.
The Clarksdale Wildcats lead the Starkville Yellow Jackets 11-10 in the second quarter. We break huddle and send wide receiver to the right, Wayne Boland. Slot to the right's Ivy Dees on third down and 12 yards to go. Goal to go for the Colts. I formation for the Colts. And Duff sends motion. Back to the left in the form of Dees. And we're going to run the option, pitch it to Gordon. Gordon's at the corner. Gordon's going to get to the corner. Gordon's going to score a touchdown. Great option pitch by senior quarterback Andrew Duff. And Bradley Gordon runs it into the end zone for the 12th Lee Academy point. And we'll go for 2 to try to make it 14. 5:22 to go in the first half. Colts lead 12-7.
Boy, speed will take care of a lot of acreage out there, won't it, Albert?
Boy, Bradley Gordon he is he is just terrifically quick. I mean, not only has great foot speed, but just terrific quick.
Just acceleration.
Quick. Acceleration. We line up in a wishbone formation. Bradley Rybolt is close. Carpenter and Stone Street are deep out of the wishbone. And Duff is going to give the football to Stone Street, and he's not going to get it. He's going to be stopped short. Colts lead 12-7. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Wayne Bolin has the football teed up at the 40. Harani and Harrison, both blazing speed for the Washington School Generals, are standing at their 10. We're awaiting the referee's whistle. Colts have broken on top 12-7 after a great run by Bradley Gordon. And Bolin will approach the football and gets the kick away. And it's a driving kick. It's going to drive Harani back inside the 5, and he runs the football out over the 5, and he's in a lot of trouble. And he breaks into the open. And Harani's down the sideline. And Wayne Bolin's the last guy to get him. And Wayne Bolin knocks him out of bounds at about the 45 as the Colts' failure to cover on kicks have killed us this year, Rich.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. He fielded that ball at about the 1 yard line and then reversed his field and went 2 yards deep into the end zone. And just was able to find a seam and just brought it up the left side. And Wayne Bolin, playing the safety position there, knocked him out of bounds at the General 44. Good return that time by the Generals. 5:11 remaining in the first half, 12-7 lead.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Generals. They have it at their own 44. Colts in a 5-man front with 2 linebackers. And Warren is under the center. And he's going to run a handoff to the tailback, and right up the middle he comes. And he gets inside of Lee Academy Colt territory down to about the 48-yard line before he's knocked down. Pick up of about 8 on the play. 2nd down and 2 for the Generals.
Good straight ahead blocking that time by the Generals offensive line. Good job just a good job of blocking.
The Generals now run the foot, have a 2nd down and 2 yards to go. And Warren's under the center, and he's going to hand the football again to number 33, Hairston. He gets first down yardage close to Lee Academy Colts' 45-yard line. 4:34 to go in the first half. Colts lead 12-7. Need to stop Washington here, Rich.
Need to stop them pretty badly here. They're on the 45-yard line and driving. Big kickoff return that time. Kind of gave them a little life here.
Colts have had the better of the field position the whole game. As they line up again in the I formation, they got a guy lined up off sides, it looks like. Number 24 lined up in the neutral zone. And that'll be a 5-yard step off against Washington. He looked to me like he was a yard behind the ball, Rick.
He did look like he was behind the line, and all he's got to do is look over and ask the guy if he's okay. And but anyway.
4:34 to go in the first half. That'll be a 5-yard step off against the Generals. Pushes the football back to midfield. Right on midfield.
I'm going to tell you what, if you're at home listening to this ball game, you need to come on out because you're going to see a well of a second half game, this game, don't you think, Albert?
No question about that, Rich.
You going to Oxford tomorrow?
Yes, sir. 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. Colts trail 12-7. And they break huddle. And they send a wide receiver to the left and a slot to the left. And they got that big fullback Bailey close. And they got Hairston deep out of the eye. And they're going to run a little reverse pass out here. And Harani's in trouble's knocked down. Loss of about 5 on the play by Scott Flowers. And I'm going to tell you, Rich, that young man can play defensive end.
Scott Flowers is a heck of a player. And I'm going to tell you, Wayne Bolin did a good job that time on pass defense because that just kind of threw the kink into the plan. Scott Flowers was there to knock Harani down, and it's a nice loss.
Loss of 4.
Loss of 4.
2nd down and 19 yards to go now for the Generals. They send a wide receiver to the left. They send 3 wide receivers to the left. They send trip receivers to the left. 1 wide receiver to the right. And Warren sprints to the left. He's looking. He throws it. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for a youngster down there, bounced into his arms. Number 24 for the Washington School Generals, that was Brent Stewart, was who it was intended for, and he trapped it. And the Lee Academy coach getting the best pressure on the quarterback we've had all year, Rick.
Bradley Rybolt and others doing a good job of getting to the quarterback and just making him hurry his throw before he can get set. Excellent job at time defensively by the front line of the Colts.
3:28 to go in the first half. Colts lead 12-7. Big play. 3rd down and 19 yards to go for the Generals. They may run a screen, some kind of trick play here. Coach Sykes is famous for that. Colts in a 5-man front. They fake a draw. They're looking over the middle. It's going to be caught. Down there by number 24, Stewart, and he's into Lee Academy Colts inside the 20, down to about the 16-yard line. Just great protection that time for the quarterback Warren. And the Generals have it 1st down and 10 yards to go from the Lee Academy Colts 17, 18-yard line.
Had all the time in the world, Jim Walker coming over and making the touchdown-saving tackle, or else it would have been a 13-12 ball game right at this point.
3:17 to go in the first half. Defense needs to reach down right here and dig in and do something good.
Needs to tighten their shoelaces.
They break huddle and send a wide receiver to the right and a slot to the right. And they're in an I formation. And Warren's under the center looking at Lee Academy Colts. 5-man front. And he's going to take the ball and run a pitch sweep to Harani. And Harani is trying to get to the corner and cuts up. It's going to get down to about the 15-yard line. Gain of about 2, maybe 3 on the play, before he's knocked down by Jason Carpenter, the sophomore inside linebacker for the Lee Academy Colts. He's 5'11", weighs 180, hurt earlier in the year, and has been back the last 3 football games and done a good job for the Colts. 2nd down and 7 yards to go for the Washington School Generals. They break huddle and send a wide receiver to the right. And they're in a slot to the right, and they're strong this way. And they're in an I formation, and Warren is going to hand the football to Hairston, and he fights inside the 15-yard line, going to be knocked down about the 12. They give him the 11-yard line. Scott Flowers on the tackle. Bradley Robbo a little slow getting up, shaking up there. 3rd down and about 3 yards to go for the Generals. 2:10 to go in the first half. Colts lead 12-7. We need something good to happen. Russell Harris checks into the football game for John Martin Harris. They line up again in an I formation, 2 wide receivers to the right. And they're going to run an inside handoff in there to number 33, Hairston. He fights inside the 10 down to about the 6-yard line, and he has 1st down yardage, 1st down and goal to go for the Generals. Colts lead 12-7, but the Washington Generals are knocking on the door. Last week, the Indianola Academy Colonels ended the first half knocking on our door, and we stopped them. Let's see if we can do it one more time. They send a wide receiver to the right, and a wing to the right, and a slot to the right, and they're going to have to call timeout. Timeout for the Washington Generals. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. There's our score. 1st down and goal to go for the Washington School Generals. They have it at Lee Academy Colts 6-yard line. Warren, looking at a 5-man Lee Academy front, is going to take the football and going to run the option play and going to pitch it out here to number 20, Henry. And he's going to be thrown for a loss. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage, Rich. Jason Carpenter again out there for the Colts doing a good job. Lee Academy Colts, this will be a big goal line stand here, Rich. Minute 16 to go. I don't think Washington's got any more timeouts left.
They used them early.
They send wide receiver right, wide receiver left, and out of the split backfield. Warren straight back to throw. Is going to throw the fade pattern. It's going to be called for a touchdown. Great coverage by the Colts, but the youngster just went up there and got it. And the Washington School Generals take a 13-12 lead. It's about to look like Bradley Gordon was going to intercept the ball for a minute. And that youngster just went up there, number 84. Look like, who was that, Rich?
84 is what I thought.
Must have been 34. Because 84 is 5'7", and that guy's taller than 5'7". Anyway, they've taken the lead 13-12. Good coverage by the Colts. Just a nice play by the Washington receiver. And the snap is back, and it's a little low. The kick is up. Washington 14, Lee Academy 12. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Henry kicks the football down on a squib, and it's bounced down there to Christian Preuss. And Preuss, the sophomore cornerback, takes the football out to the 30-yard line. Might have got to the 31 or the 32. The Colts will take over first down and 10 yards to go from their own 32-yard line. Colts trail 14-12, 54 seconds to go in the first half. Both teams have scored 2 touchdowns, Rich, but Lee Academy is unable to convert extra points.
Absolutely. The Washington's on the scoring first after a miscue by the Colts and went on the board early. Then Lee came back to score 2 quickies, but not able to convert that extra point attempt.
Struggling on our kick coverage again, and they got a great return, almost a 50-yard return, and ended up scoring their second touchdown. Colts, wide receiver right and wide receiver left, and we're going to run a pitch sweep out here to Turman. And Turman, looking for a block, is going to be tackled at the 30.
Loss of about a yard on the play.
Loss of about a yard on the play. Looks like somebody for the Colts missed an assignment there and missed a block. That'll be the last play of the first half unless somebody calls a timeout, and I don't think we will. As we trail 14-12, first half's fixing to come to an end.
No, I just hope Coach Wise shake his head no, so they're going to let the clock run out, and we're going to go into halftime trailing by 2.
First half is over. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. Colts trail 14-12. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Bolin will kick. We're awaiting the referee's whistle. Second half is just about underway. Both teams have 11 men on the field, and there's the whistle. It was a good first half, Rich. I hope the second half is as good.
It will be.
Wayne Bolin approaches the kickoff and gets it away, and it's a high kick that's going to be fielded by Harani on the run. And back up the sidelines he come, and the Colts knock him down at the 30. Bip Roberts and number 20 for the Lee Academy Colts. Let's see who that is. That's Sam Spinks, who's done a good job all year for the Colts covering kicks. Down there and tackles Harani at the 30. So the Lee Academy Colt defense goes on the football field, trailing 14-12, needing something good to happen early, Rich.
Need to get the old LSU Chinese Bandit attire going out here, Albert. You remember them, don't you?
Yeah, Rich, I do. 5-man front for the Colts. Warren going to run the inside handoff to Harrison. He gets out over the 35-yard line to the 39, very close to first down yardage as he comes right up the middle. So they're doing something to us here late in the first half and starting in the third quarter. And they're picking up chunks of yardage up the middle.
Picked up 9 that time. Wayne Bolin with a good head-on tackle.
Second down and 1 yard to go for the Washington Generals. Colts still in a 5-man front. Warren is going to give the football to the fullback Bailey, and he's going to get first down yardage as he's almost tripped up, but he gets over the 40 to about the 42. Russell Harris on the stop for the Colts. And Richard Lewis also. And that's going to be a first down for the Washington School Generals, but barely. 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. Second half is just underway. Colts trail 14-12. They line up with wide receiver right, slot right. Colts still in the 5-man front, and Warren is under the center. And he's going to give it off right tackle to Harrison. Harrison's getting strung out. Harrison gets to the corner, and Jim Walker's going to knock him down. He's going to get to the 44 or the 45-yard line before Walker knocked him down. And pick up of about 3 on the play, make it 2nd and 7.
Good stringing effect there by the Colts. Walker was able to get to him and just grab him around the neck and wrestle him down.
And Harrison's got great speed, Rich.
He did. He got to the corner
got
quick.
Around the corner. Clock is stopped on the out-of-bounds play. 10:25 to go in the third. Warren's under the center, looking at a 5-man Colt front. Sprints to the right. Looking, almost falls. Gets the football out here. It's going to be caught inside of Lee Academy Colt territory at the 44-yard line by number 24. That's Brent Stewart. I think that's the youngster that caught the ball a minute ago, Rich, on the fade pattern.
Brent Stewart?
Yes. And Washington has it first down and 10 yards to go inside of Lee Academy Colts 45, just inside the 45. Let's call it the 44-yard line. 10:10 to go in the third quarter. So Washington's picked up 2 first downs to start the second half here. And Warren is going to take the football and going to run a little misdirection to Harani. And Harani is going to run inside the 40 down to about the 36 or the 37-yard line before Jim Walker knocks him down. And it's going to be very, very close to first down yardage, but it's going to be short by about 1.5 yards. Pickup of 8 on the play, 2nd and 2. So they're picking up yardage in chunks here to start the second half, Rich.
Both first down plays have led to 8-yard gains.
They send a wide receiver to the left and a slot to the left. Warren's under the center. Colts still in the 5-man front. And we're going to give the football to the fullback, Bailey. And Bailey gets down inside of the 25-yard line, inside of the 35-yard line, down to about the 31. Youngster for the Colts shaking up on the play. It looks like it's Kerry Middleton. But it's Scott Flowers. Scott Flowers for the Lee Academy Colts shaking up. As they're out there attending to him, John Martin Harris will check into the football game to play Scott's defensive end position. And that's first down yardage for the Generals. And they're leading 14-12.
Moves the ball down to the Colts' 31-yard line. Good drive so far by the Generals. 9 minutes and 22 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Scott Flowers is being assisted off the field.
Coming off being walking rather gingerly on that right leg. So we'll wait and check on Scott here in a minute. Leave a big hole in the Lee Academy Colt defense if Scott's unable to return. John Martin Harris has checked in to play that right defensive end. He's got a lot of playing time there all year long. And Warren is going to take the football and straight back in the pocket to throw, and throws it incomplete, and the Colts are going to be guilty of pass interference.
Well, I tell you, that was a close call, too.
That'll be a 15-yard step off against the Colts for pass interference, as Jim Walker got his hand on the back there, and that'll give the Washington School Generals first down yardage. And that'll put the football down at the 16-yard line, and it'll give the Generals first down from Lee Academy 16. Generals got a good offensive team, Rich.
They do. They look good. Any team that's only lost one game, and that was their opening game of the season against Jackson Prep, and come back and won every game since then. You know they're going to come in here with some offensive abilities, and the Generals are showing it. They've taken control of the ball here in the third quarter and just marched it right on down the field.
Scott Flowers is walking a little better down here on the sideline. Need to get him back in the game. Warren's under the center, looking at a 5-man front. Going to fake a draw. Throws the football down here, intended for the receiver. It's going to be knocked away. Jim Walker with a nice play. Arrived there simultaneously with the football.
There's that word again.
And jarred it away, but that youngster was wide open. Had the pass been delivered a little earlier, I believe the Generals would have had 6. Second down and 10 for the Generals. They lead 14-12.
I tell you, to arrive simultaneously with that ball, Jim Walker had to make up a lot of ground quickly.
Second and 10 for the Generals. They break huddle, wide receiver right, slot to the right. And out of the I formation, Warren is going to run a pitch sweep to Harani. And Harani gets a good block, and they're holding him out there, and they're going to call it. And Harani is going to run the football inside in the end zone for a touchdown, but they're going to lose a touchdown because of the hold.
I'm going to tell you what, the hold occurred too at the 19-yard line. It looks like that flag is laying on about the 17. So although we're going to have a holding penalty that's going to move them back, it's about 2 yards difference there that from the point where the hold actually took place.
So the Washington Generals are going to lose a touchdown to the penalty, as did the Lee Academy Colts in the first half. And here's a 10-yard step off against the Generals. And there's no way that Washington can complain about that call.
No.
Because he had a hold of Jim Walker's jersey.
I believe Mary Lou Dabbs could have probably made that call.
Second down and 12 for the Generals. I believe you're right. 2nd and 20. Warren straight back to throw, fakes the draw. Gets great protection again, throws the ball deep down the middle. It's going to be knocked away by Christian Preuss.
Boy, what a great play that was.
Christian Preuss, the sophomore cornerback. Youngster was a little bit behind him, but Christian crows fast and booted and batted the ball away.
He crows and booted.
As it was hoovering down. Was that a hover or a hoover?
That was a hover coming down.
Okay. 8:45 to go in the third quarter. 3rd down and 20. Big play for the Colt defense. They've already converted 1 3rd down and 20 tonight. We got to put pressure on this quarterback.
You can't give him time to throw because he's going to find a receiver and hit him.
Michael Warren's under the center, and he sprints back, fakes the draw again. John Martin Harris this time is putting pressure, and Warren throws. It's going to be caught by number 24, well short of the first down yardage, however, at the 20. And Christian Preuss knocks him down. Good pressure by John Martin Harris, forced him out of the pocket, and he's inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. 4th down and 13 yards to go. Let's see what Washington does here. They're going to go for it. Field goal really doesn't do them any good, Rich. Makes it 17-12. They might as well go for it.
The only thing it does is puts them out of range for a field goal on our side.
And since we've kicked so many this year, I can see why they'd want to do that.
Yeah, they're probably aware of that statistic, too.
Washington calls timeout. We trail 14-12. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Yards to go for the Washington School Generals. They lead 14-12. Big play, Rich. Michael Warren's under the center, wide receiver left, slot left. Warren's going to take the football, sprint to the left, fakes a draw. We got pressure. He breaks away. We throw the football into the end zone. It's going to be knocked down by Wayne Boland. Wayne Boland and Jim Walker both, I couldn't tell if Wayne knocked it down or swatted at it and missed it.
I think he swatted at it and he just caused enough interference that the ball hit in his numbers and just bounced out.
The Colts take over, 1st down and 10 yards to go from their own 19-yard line.
However it happened, it was great for the Colts.
So both teams have lost a touchdown to the penalty tonight. The Colts lose 1 in the first half. Washington Generals lose 1 in the second half. And we need to get something done on offense here. Chris Turman's a little late getting into the football game. I think he wasn't sure if he was supposed to be in or not. Colts take over. Out of the I formation, wide receiver right, wide receiver left. Gordon's close and Turman is deep. And Duck is going to take the football and going to give it to Bradley Gordon up the middle. And Gordon's into the secondary. And Bradley Gordon's down to the 45-yard line. And Lee Academy Colt territory out to about the 46. Boy, Gordon's getting up a little slowly.
Excellent job that time by Andrew Duff of running the option, because I think you and I both were waiting on the pitch that time.
So Gordon was the dive man out of the triple option set, out of the I, and runs the football off right tackle and picks up big yardage and runs the football out over the 45 to the 46. Bradley Gordon shaking up a little bit on the play. Might have had an ankle rolled up or something. He's shaking it off up there, and I'm sure he'll be back in the football game in just a minute. Split backfield for the Colts, 5-man front for Washington. We got wide receiver right, wide receiver left. 7:30 to go in the third quarter. Colts trail 14-12. Duff, and we're going to jump off sides. We tried to go on 2 to get them to jump off sides, and we did. So we're going to shoot ourselves in the foot again. And that's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Lee Academy Colts for illegal procedure. Scott Flowers down there trying to run off that ankle injury. We're watching him very closely.
They've taped him up heavily there on the bench just a few minutes ago, so he's trying to get back into the ball game.
He's as good one-legged as a lot of guys are two-legged, though.
Absolutely.
And we break huddle and got Stone Street and Turman split behind Duff. Wide receiver right is Miller. Wide receiver left is Boland. And we're going to throw the football downfield. It's going to be incomplete, overthrown, intended for Boland. And that's going to be a 15-yard late hit penalty against number 33, as Boland was clearly out of bounds, Rich, when he hit him.
Boland was beyond the coaching box, I think, when he got hit that time. And that's going to be a 15 yards penalty, and it's going to move the ball from the line of scrimmage almost beyond.
Well, it'll have to be a first down.
It'll be a first down.
Dead ball personal foul against the Washington Generals will push the football inside of Washington's territory at about the 44-yard line. So it was 1st and 15 after the 5-yard penalty, so that's got to be 1st and, well, it's a dead ball. It's a personal foul anyway, automatic first. So there's a 15-yard step off against the Colts. One looks like Charlie Webster walking out there, Rich.
I'm going to tell him you called his name out a lot tonight.
Dead ball personal foul against the Washington School Generals. Colts have it 1st down and 10 yards to go inside of Washington territory at the 44. 7:10 to go in the 3rd quarter. Colts trail 14-12. Stone Street close, Turman deep out of the eye. Duff looking at a 5-man front is going to run the option pitch out here to Turman. And Turman breaks the tackle, is into the secondary, and Turman's back across the field and is going to run the football inside the 20 down to about the 19-yard line.
I'm going to tell you, we're going back to what we did best in the first half, and that's just running that option with Andrew really reading well tonight. And Turman and his other running backs doing a good job of finding the holes and dancing.
I tell you, Chris Turman's doing something tonight I really like is when he feels pressure, he's grabbing that football with 2 hands and holding on, as the Colts have had trouble with the fumble this year. And Chris Turman, showing some great coaching, is grabbing that football with 2 hands as he feels pressure. Colts send a wide receiver to the right and a wide receiver to the left. Stone Street's close and Turman's deep. And Duff is going to run the option again. This time he's going to keep it. As they had us outnumbered, and the option didn't work that time, and that's no gain for Andrew Duff to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Tell you, we've done better tonight running the ball left than right for some reason. We've seemed to be able to get more yardage or more acreage under our feet coming toward us than going away from us, Albert.
I think something needs to be mentioned here, Rich, as we're inside the 20, is Jimmy John Baum, who has an excellent field goal leg.
And is on the roster.
Was called up from the junior high and is available for duty here tonight. And I see Jimmy John loosening up on the sidelines over here on 2nd down and 9 for the Colts. We're going to run the option, pitch to Turman. And he gets into the secondary. He's at the 10. Turman's at the 1-yard line. We're going to score a touchdown. We're not going to need a field goal. 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and Chris Turman running absolutely the best he's run all year, Rich.
And I'm going to tell you what, you can't take anything away from number 9 out there, Andrew Duff, because he is doing an excellent job with his ball control and knowing pitching at just the right moment. He really took a good wallop there right after he released the ball.
Stone Street's going to come out of the football game. Dumpy Rybolt checks in. Dumpy will play fullback. Number 50, at 5'7", 245 pounds.
And they're going to come this way, and Dumpy is going to be leading it.
And we're in an I formation with Dumpy close. And they're in an 8-man front. And Duff is going to give the football to Rybolt, and he scores! Bradley Rybolt! Offensive, defensive tackle, Bradley Rybolt. The refrigerator.
Has run it once for 1 touchdown, maybe.
The icebox. The refrigerator. The dump master. The dumpster. Runs it in from the 1-yard line. And the Colts have jumped on top 18-14. Colts are going to call time. Timeout for the Lee Academy Colts. We lead 18-14. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colts football. Timeout, the Lee Academy Colts will go for 2. We're leading 18-14. We'll line up with a wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Gordon is deep. Stone Street's close side of the eye. They're in an almost 11-man front. Colts going for 2. We're going to run the option pitch to Gordon, and Gordon is going to fight, but is not going to get the extra point, and is going to be knocked down. Good effort by Bradley. But the Colts lead 18-14, puts them out of field goal range, Rich. 5:43 to go in the 3rd quarter. We pause 1 minute again, Jeff, for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Fighting for our playoff lives, Rich.
That's what we're doing. I tell you, there's a lot of football left in this night tonight, Albert.
Wayne Bolin.
Hello?
Wayne Bolin has it teed up at the 40. Hairston and Harani are standing at their 10. Wayne Bolin will approach the football and get the kick away, and it's a low driving kick. It's going to bounce and be fielded by Harani at the 15. And right up the middle he comes and breaks a tackle, and he's into the secondary, and Harani is running the football down inside of Lee Academy Colt territory, and is going to run the football at the 30, and going to be tackled at the 25. Once again, unable to tackle on the kickoffs, has cost the Lee Academy Colts great field position. Five and a half minutes to go in the third quarter. Scott Flowers is back in the football game at one defensive end, but he's hobbling. And Washington Generals have it first down and 10 yards to go from the Colt 25. And they're going to run the football right up the middle to Hairston. And Hairston's going to get 1 yard, maybe 2 on the play. Stone Street and number 59, Richard Lewis, in there for the Colts. Pickup of 2 on the play, second down and 8. We need something good to happen, Rich.
How many times has this defense been called on, Albert, after a kickoff return, as we've seen all year long? Giving them excellent field position, they just have to fight for their lives, like you say.
Again and again and again they have been called on. Straight back to throws Warren. No pressure. Plenty of time. Now he's going to pull it down. Russell Harris is going to knock him down. Stone Street's going to get him also. And Russell Harris, great job from his nose tackle position, putting pressure on Warren. And Warren's going to gain about 1 yard and bring up 3rd and 7.
I tell you what, give credit that to the secondary because they were all over the receivers. Excellent coverage that time by the Lee Academy secondary.
Let's give him no gain on the play. Let's give him 1 yard on the play, make it 3rd and 7. They break huddle. Better watch 24 here. He's split to the left. Warren's under the center. They got trip receivers left, 1 running back. Straight back to throw. And they throw it out here. Dropped by number 20, Harani. Good coverage by Christian Preuss. The football still hit him in the arms, and he just dropped it.
He just dropped it. Just like you said, Christian Preuss did have good coverage on him. Not playing him quite as soft as they were in the first half.
And brings up 4th down and 7 yards to go for the Washington School Generals after a tremendous kickoff return has put them in great field position at Lee Academy's 25. They've got it 4th down and 7 from Lee Academy's 23.
And
biggest play of the game, Rich.
And they've been good at converting these 3rd down plays.
Warren's under the center, wide receivers both ways, split back, I formation. He's straight back to throw. Colts, and once again, getting no pressure. The football's incomplete, and the Colt defense is held again. What a job. Let's give them a big hand out there if you got your radios on. Let's go.
If you're listening to them, go on and cheer now.
What a job. I mean to tell you, after a terrific kickoff return, Christian Preuss and Jim Walker may be getting their test under fire here tonight, Rich, as they have really come alive.
Well, they're right in the skillet, I can tell you that much.
Number 44 for the Colts, that's Jeff Basler. He'll check into the football game as the Colts are hobbling, and Jeff will play tight end for Scott Flowers. Bradley Gordon's close and Turman's deep out of the eye. They're in a 4-man front. We got wide receivers both ways. They don't know. They look confused. The Colts are going to give it inside. They're going to give it inside to Gordon. And Gordon breaks a tackle. And Gordon's into the secondary looking for 1 block. Gordon's inside the 50. Gordon runs the football down to about the 48-yard line before he's knocked down. And Bradley Gordon's coming up a little gimpy again.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, number 82 for the General showed a lot of speed that time because he just came from out of nowhere, Warren Greenlee, and made that stop on Bradley Gordon. And we got everybody limping out there.
Chris Lively checks into the football game. As Gordon, I believe, may have a cramp. I can't tell. We'll wait and see here. No, it's his ankle. And we're in a split backfield, wide receivers both ways. Stone Street and Turman. They're in a 5-man front now. And we're going to give it inside to Turman. And Turman gets inside the 45 to the 44. He's going to get about 4 yards on the play. 3:11 to go in the third quarter of this football game. Colts leading 18-14. And what a game this has been. Boy, we have been witness to 2 terrific football games the last 2 weeks, Rick.
You didn't think that after last week's game, when the Colts looked as good as they did, winning 20-14, that they could come back again with a terrific ball game. But hey, it's just like Coach Weiss said, this is a 1-game season from here on out.
We send Wayne Bolin wide to the right. George Miller slot right. I formation, 4-man front for Washington. We're going to run the option. Here's a pitch out here to Turman. Turman breaks the secondary. He's into the secondary and down the sidelines he goes. He steps out of bounds at the 29.
Boy, he was trying hard to maintain his balance, but just tiptoeing and just got one side of his shoe on that white line.
Knocked him just off stride enough to knock him out of bounds. I mean to tell you, first down for the Colts, though, inside of Washington's 30. And the Lee Academy Colts have made some terrific adjustments this halftime on the offensive side of the ball, Rich, and we're really moving.
We're doing a good job moving the ball offensively, and I tell you what, defensively, we're doing an excellent job also.
And I'm just going to tell you like it is, if it's a better high school football coach in the state of Mississippi than Ricky Weiss, I want to know who he is.
There ain't none that I know of.
High formation for the Colts, wide receivers both ways. We shift into the split backfield now, and we may be checking off, and we're going to, Duff's going to just keep it on the option and get inside the 25-yard line. And going to get about, looks like about 3 or 4 on the play. Looks like it might have been a busted play. Andrew might have been checking off. As we're down here watching them tend to Bradley Gordon.
They're tending to Bradley Gordon. They're easing Scott Flowers up and down the bench, but Scott looks like he is really in some pain down there.
We send George Miller wide to the right. Chris Lively's wide to the left. Stone Street's close and Turman's deep out of the eye. We can run the option this side, Rich. To the weak side, 1:56 to go in the third quarter. We give it on misdirection to Turman, and Turman's into the secondary, and back across the middle he goes, and Chris Turman down inside the 5. Chris Turman is going to get very, very close to the goal line.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I tell you what, Turman is having him a game of his life tonight.
Chris Turman, number 40. I'm fixing to tell you right now, if there's a tougher little man in this whole state of Mississippi, I want to see him too. They call him Tick. We have it first down and goal to go inside of the 2-yard line. And they're in a 11-man front. And we've got Dumpy Rybolt, and we give it to Dumpy again. And he gets very close to the goal line. They're not going to give it to him. George Miller's out there upset. So he did not get it. Minute 22 to go in the third quarter.
Ever so close, so I tell you what, here comes Bradley out, and Bradley's done a yeoman's job tonight in the backfield.
Stone Street's back into the football game. We're going to run a pitch sweep here, I bet, as they take Rybolt out of the game. And we're in an I formation. And they're in a 11-man front again. And Duff is going to take the football and going to give it to Stone Street. And Stone Street's not going to get it. He's going to be stopped short of the goal line. Brings up third down and less than a yard to go for a touchdown. 44 seconds to go in the third quarter. Colts lead 18-14. Big play. Let's go wide, Rich.
They're going to go. Bradley Rybolt going to be leading them coming around the left side. That's where we've been getting it all night long.
Timeout is called by the Washington Generals. Timeout's on the field. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Third down and less than a yard to go for the Lee Academy Colts. Colts lead 18-14, 32 seconds to go in the third quarter. We break huddle. And we have Rybolt close out of the eye. Turman deep out of the eye. Wide receiver left, slot to the left. And Duff is going to give the football to Rybolt, and he scores a touchdown.
2 for 2. 2 for 3.
Bradley Rybolt sticks it into the end zone for a touchdown. The Lee Academy Colts lead 24-14 with 27 seconds to go in the third quarter. And Ivy Dees will tee the football up at the 10. And Jack Laney will snap, and George Miller Jr. will hold.
How about that, Miss Mildred?
Bradley Rybolt has scored 2 touchdowns tonight. And Dees will attempt to kick it from the 10. Snap is back, kick is up, kick is good. Lee Academy 25, Washington Generals 14. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Colts, 27 seconds to go in the third quarter. Wayne Boland's got it teed up at the 40. Let's make a tackle on the kickoff this time. Whistle blows. He approaches the football and gets the kick away. And it's going to be fielded by Harani at the 12. And back up the middle he comes. And this time we're going to knock him down inside the 30. Jason Carpenter, Sam Spinks, Andy Harris, and Chris Lively down there for the Colts.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, if I want to fire up a team the way they've been handling kickoff coverage all season long, they got him that time.
Great job by the Colt kick coverage team. Washington Generals take over, first down and 10 yards to go from their own 28-yard line. And once again, our defense is going to be called on. And our cornerbacks, Jim Walker and Christian Preuss, are going to be called on. And we're in a 5-man front, and they're in with 2 wide receivers to the left. And Warren is going to take the football and going to run an inside handoff to Harani. And we're all over him and throw him for a loss. Back inside the 25-yard line, might have got to the 25. Loss of about 3 on the play. Brings up second down and 13 yards to go. The third quarter comes to an end. Colts lead 25-14. This is Lee Academy Colt football. First play of the fourth quarter, Michael Warren's going to take the football, and he's going to run a fake draw, and he's looking over the middle, and he throws it. It's going to be incomplete, dropped by number 24, Stewart. And Coach Kyle Finney is mad on the sidelines, Rich. Somebody might have missed some coverage there.
I think they did miss the coverage. He was looking at him, doing a little yelling there. Took his headphones off. That's a good indication he's got just a little case.
Of what?
Madness.
Okay. 11:53 to go in the fourth quarter. They break huddle, send a wide receiver to the right, slot to the right. Third down and 14 yards to go. Big play for the Lee Academy Colt defense. Warren is going to go straight to the right to throw. He's looking. He looks downfield. Stonestreet makes a great play. And then, they're going to call pass interference on Christian Preuss. Oh, boy. Stonestreet closed so quick on Warren and absolutely dumped him after he threw the football, but we're going to be guilty of pass interference on a very close call.
Well, it was a close call, and I'll tell you something else in the backfield. It looked like we might have been having a little holding done on us, but they didn't see that one.
That's the 15-yard step off and an automatic first down, and I tell you, Rich, that play right there, I don't know about that one. Looked to me like Christian made a great play.
Oh, it just looked like he came right at. It looked like it was a simultaneous lick.
Well, I tell you, Stonestreet's going to make Mr. Warren think about the next time he turns it loose, because he knocked him into next week down there. They have it first down and 10 now from their own 39, and Warren's under the center. And the Colts, they're going to run inside to Hairston, and he's into the secondary, and down the sidelines he goes. And he may go all the way. Wayne Boland's going to run him down inside the 30, down at about the 26-yard line.
Well, they're back where they've been all year before, all year long. They've got their backs to the wall again, that defensive unit that's sitting out there on the field. And they've risen to the occasion so many times, Albert. So let's see what can happen now.
Big pass interference call against the Colts have given the Washington School Generals first down inside the Lee Academy Colt 30 at the 25. 11:30 to go in the football game. Michael Warren's under the center. Backs in an I formation. Wide receiver right, wide receiver left. Warren's under the center. We need a sack. And we're going to run the inside handoff to number 44, Bailey. And he's going to get inside of the 25-yard line down to about the 22-yard line before he's knocked down. Pickup of about 3 on the play. Second down and 7.
Boy, it's nothing like Friday night high school football, is there, Albert?
It's my favorite sport, Rich. Second down and 7 for our Washington School Generals. They trail 25-14. 10 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the football game. Run clock run. They line up in a split backfield, wide receiver right, wide receiver left. Warren is going to take the football, looking at a 5-man front, straight back to throw. Once again, no pressure. And we throw, it's going to be almost intercepted by Jim Walker. Brings up 3rd down and 7 for the Washington School Generals, and every single play is a nail biter. Colts underdogs in this football game have taken an 11-point lead with 10:40 to go in the game. 3rd down and 7 yards to go for the Washington School Generals. It's just coming down to guts, Rich. Both teams are tired. They have a wide receiver right, wide receiver left. We're still in a 5-man front. We need to sack this quarterback. They're going to run a draw, and we're going to tackle him for a loss. Back outside the 20, back to the 25. Loss of about 3 on the play. Bradley Rabo, along with the other guys on the defensive front for the Lee Academy Colts, throw him for a loss. Brings up 4th down and 10 yards to go for the Washington School Generals. Let's call it 4th and 9. They get Todd Hairston back into the game, Rich.
Good defensive penetration that time by that entire defensive front. Nailed him for the loss. Brings up 4th and 9.
Warren's under the center. Biggest play of the game right here. 4th down and 9 yards to go. They're in motion. And it's going to be a 5-yard step off against Washington. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 14. Jason Carpenter looks like he may be shaken up. May be sick at his stomach. I can see why I'm sick at mine. 4th down and 14 yards to go. For the Washington School Generals, 9:56 to go in the football game. They're going to go for it again. They break huddle. Not as much spring in their step either, Rich. They send wide receiver right, wide receiver left. They got Hairston deep out of the eye. He can go. Warren straight back to throw. They fake the draw. Once again over the middle. It's going to be caught by number 24. He's got 1st down yardage inside the 15-yard line, inside the 10, down to about the 9.
I tell you, got to give credit to Brent Stewart, that little number 24 for the Generals. He's been a mainstay for them all night long on those crucial plays.
He's an 11th grader, 6 foot tall, 170-pound 11th grader. 1st down and goal to go for the Generals inside the 10 at the 9.
Come on, stand up and coach.
Colts defense needs to dig in one more time. I formation for the Generals. And they're going to run the inside handoff to Hairston, and he's going to score a touchdown. 25-20 is the score now, as the Generals take it pretty easily right back down the field with 9:20 to go in the football game. And I'm sure they'll go for 2 here to put them within a field goal. And they're going to have to call a timeout. Timeout on the field on behalf of the Washington Generals. 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the football game. Colts lead 25-20. Washington Generals just scored a touchdown and will go for 2 to try to make it 25-23 to 22 and put them within 3 points. Warren's going to take the football straight back to throw and overthrows it. Intended for number 24, Stewart. It's no good. Colts lead 25-20. We'll keep it right here, Rich. The Lee Academy Colts now, the first time this year, Rich, the pressure's going to be on our offense.
Pressure is going to be on the offense now because they've got to do 2 things. They've got to have ball control. They've got to work the clock. They've got to run as much time off of that clock. 9 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this ball game. Ahead by 5. They need to get down and put points on the board this time. If no less than 3 points to give them an 8-point advantage and make the Generals have to score, go for 2 for a tie.
Washington against Lee, that's really all you got to say, Rich.
That's it.
I mean, these guys right here, two great schools, great pride, and they just battle tooth and toenail for 4 quarters in everything that they play in. Basketball, football, tiddlywinks.
Whatever the sport is.
Whatever the sport is, these 2 schools just battle hard. 2 class programs. Number 20, Scott Hirani, has it teed up at the 40. And Gordon and Bolin are standing at our 10. Let's run one back, Rich. We haven't run one back all year.
Right now.
Hirani Gets the kick away, and it's a high kick. It's going to be fielded by Gordon at the 15. And Bradley Gordon back up the middle. And Gordon is going to be knocked down at the 30. So, pretty good run back by Gordon. Washington School Generals will go on defense. Lee Academy Colts will go on offense at first down and 10 yards to go from our own 30-yard line. This game tonight is not for the faint at heart, I can tell you that right now.
And we have moved the ball this half as well as we moved it all year long on the ground. So let's just see if it can keep up. And Andrew Dove can work the magic here and move the ball down the field, eat up the clock, and put points on the board.
We break huddle, wide receiver left, wide receiver right, I formation. Gordon close, Terman deep. They're in a 6-man front. Colts jump off sides. Tight end Jeff Basler, who's replacing Scott Flowers, jumped off sides, and the Colts will be penalized 5 yards and make it first down and 15 yards to go and puts the football back at the 25. Looks like the Colts might have been trying to draw them off sides. Didn't work. George Miller checks into the football game, replacing Ivy Dees. And George Miller will be split to the right. Wayne Bolin will be split to the left. And Gordon is close, and Chris Terman's deep out of the eye on first down and 15 yards to go. Duff is going to take the football and going to run the option pitch out here to Terman. And Terman's back across, cuts back across the grain, and fights out over the 35-yard line to about the 36. And is going to pick up about 11 yards and make it second down and 4.
Can't say enough about Terman tonight.
He's played super.
One whale of a game.
Colts have it second down and 4 yards to go after the 11-yard pickup. Stoney Stonestreet checks into the football game for the Colts, and he'll bring out Bradley Gordon. No, he brings out Terman. So Chris Terman will get a break. And Stonestreet will be close, and Gordon will be deep out of the eye. 8:01 to go in the fourth quarter. Colts lead 25-20. Second down and 4. Maybe checking off. Duff under the center. Going to take the football and give it straight off tackle to Gordon. And Gordon's not going to get anything, as he might have even lost a yard. And brings up third down for the Colts. Third down and 4. Let's call it no gain. 7:35 to go. About 2 first downs, Rich, what we need.
That's exactly what we need.
Ivy Dees gets back into the game for the Colts, bringing out Miller. We send a wide receiver left, slot to the left. Stonestreet's close, and Gordon's deep out of the eye, and they're in a 6-man front. And we're going to run the option pitch to Gordon, and Gordon's going to fight over the 40. And he's going to fumble the football, and we're going to get it, but he's going to have first down yardage over the 40-yard line at the 41.
They're going to rule the ground, cause the fumble, and his knee was down at the 41-yard line.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Colts.
7 minutes and 3 seconds to go in this here ball game, Albert.
Boy, I tell you, what a game it's been. Win, lose, or draw. 2 absolutely sterling efforts back-to-back for the Lee Academy Colts. Colts break huddle and send Wayne Bolin wide to the left. George Miller's in the slot to the left. Stonestreet close. Gordon deep out of the eye. They're in a 6-man front. And we're going to run a pitch sweep to Gordon. And Gordon's going to fight over the 40 and get close to the 45-yard line. Clock is running, stays in bounds. Gains about 3 on the play. Second down. Let's give him 2 yards on the play. Second down and 8. 6:23 to go in the game. Clock is running. 25-20.
Hear the fans hollering, tick, tick, tick.
I'm about to throw up.
No, don't do that, Albert.
6 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the football game. Chris Lively goes wide to the left. Wayne Bolin's wide to the right. And we're in an I formation. Once again, they're in a 6-man front. We run the option pitch to Gordon. And Gordon's down the sideline. And Bradley Gordon gets first down yardage inside of Washington's territory at about the 41-yard line. And I tell you, this football team is so full of heart, Rich. Oh, boy. Have they made a turnaround in 3 weeks?
I'm going to tell you what, from watching them 2 weeks ago at SBEC and seeing such a lackluster performance as we saw up there, then come back and play into NOLA and played as well. I think, although we had some mistakes with holding the ball, played so well, and then tonight to come back for a second consecutive week and just play, put out the effort that we're seeing tonight.
Wayne Bowling goes wide to the left. We're hurt, we're injured, we're hobbling, but we're fighting. Wayne Bowling goes wide left, Ivy D's slot left. Stone Street's close, Gordon's deep out of the eye. They've moved to a 4-man front. We run a pitch sweep out here to Gordon. Gordon cuts inside the 40, fights down close to the 35-yard line, down to about the 36. Clock keeps running. 5:42 to go in the football game.
Doing exactly what has to be done right now, maintaining ball control, using the clock to our advantage.
Chris Turman checks into the game for Gordon. We'll give Bradley a little break. Bradley Rybold checks into the game for Kerry Middleton. We send Wayne Bowling wide left, Ivy D slot left. Jeff Basler's the tight end. He's lined up on the right-hand side. Stone Street close, Turman deep out of the eye. We bring motion back to the right, and we're going to run misdirection to Turman. Turman gets to the corner, cuts back upfield, gets inside the 35-yard line down to about the 34. Might have should have stayed outside there, Rich.
Should have gone outside. He came back inside and met his opposition, but picked up a couple of yards on the play.
He's had great success cutting back across the grain, so he thought he'd try it one more time. 3rd down and 4 yards to go. Short 4, long 3 yards to go. Turman comes out of the football game. Bradley Gordon checks in. 4:40 to go in the game. Clock is running. We've run 5 minutes off the clock on this drive. We break huddle and send wide receiver left. Wayne Bowling, wide receiver right, Ivy D's. Stone Street close, Gordon deep. We're going to run the option pitch to Gordon. Gordon's going to have 1st down yardage. Gordon's down the sidelines. Bradley Gordon's going to score a touchdown. Oh, boy! Bradley Gordon! What a job! Senior running back Bradley Gordon puts the Colts ahead 31-20 with 4:16 to go in the football game. And man, oh man, what can you say, Rich?
I can't say anything, but I hope you don't throw up. But Bradley Gordon just finishing where he, picking up where he left off last week. 224 yards he had on the ground last week, and just doing an out. Not only Bradley, but all of them tonight. I mean, they're running with grit and determination. Albert.
I mean, what can you say about this coaching staff, Rich? What kind of job have they done? If somebody had told me 3 weeks ago we were going to beat Indianola and be on the verge of upsetting Washington, I would have thought they was on crack cocaine. High snap. Kick is up. Kick is good. Lee Academy 32, Washington School 20. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Has it teed up at the 40. My good friend Jimmy Harris, who does the filming for the Lee Academy Colts, just made the comment it don't get no better than this, and I'll have to believe he's right, Rich.
I tell you what, we're in the mountains.
Excuse me. Wayne Bowling has it teed up at the 40. Harani and Harrison are deep, and we're going to just pooch it out of bounds. And they'll take over 1st down and 10 from their own 35.
And I believe that was designed.
We've rushed 225 yards in the second half.
We got some updated stats. The Lee Academy Colts have rushed for 225 yards in the second half. What a job by the offensive line. What a job by Andrew Duff. I tell you, talking about a kid that has improved.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Andrew Duff. They're going to make us kick it again. I don't blame them.
225 yards this half, 81 the first half, over 300 yards on the ground.
I believe they're supposed to penalize us 5 yards here. Now they're going to do it. Like to got away with it. Defense is going to be called on one more time. John Martin Harris, Jack Laney, Russell Harris, Richard Lewis, Bradley Rybold, Kerry Middleton, who's hobbled. Scott Flowers hobbled. Stone Street, Jason Carpenter, Christian Preuss, Jim Walker, and Wayne Bowling the deuce. 4:16 to go in the football game. Wayne Bowling has it teed up at the 35 this time. We're going to have to kick it to him this time. and gets the kick away, and it's an onside kick, and we're going to be penalized again. Now they can either have it right there or either make us kick it again. Oh, man. Kickoff team.
Jimmy John Baum is being called.
Here we go. We got him.
Jimmy John Baum, a 9th grader, is checking into the football game, and he will. I believe they may take this right here at our 48, though. If they don't, that's not a very smart play by them, I don't think. Jimmy John Baum will check into the game, and he will kick off from the 30. He's a 9th grader, ladies and gentlemen, called up today.
But they're going to have a re-kick.
They brought him down to the school this morning at 7:30 to let him kick the big ball. He's used to kicking the little ball in junior high.
How would you like to be a 9th grader called in here 32-20 in the biggest game of your life?
And have to kick
and
off.
Have to kick off.
In front of all these people.
I don't know, but one other person can handle that pressure, and that'd be you, Albert.
I'm about to throw up here in the press box. Jimmy John approaches the football and gets the kick away. And it's going to bounce at the 30. And they're going to field it at the 30. And he's going to fall down at the 34-yard line. And so they would have come out better taking it at the 35.
Well, he lost a yard on 2 kicks.
Jimmy John Baum gets the kick away. He comes over with some handshakes from his football teammates, who are now sophomores, juniors, and seniors.
That's right.
Instead of 7th, 8th, and 9th graders.
That's right.
4:10 to go in the game. Colt defense needs to dig in one time. Warren, straight back to throw, fakes the draw. In pressure, going to be sacked. Back inside the 35. Jack Laney and Bradley Rabo. Sacks him back inside the 25 at about the 24. And the Lee Academy coach with 3:50 to go in the game, leading by 12. Puts them in a 2nd down and 20 to go situation.
I tell you what, the defense is inspired and fired.
We're playing a little soft again, and Warren is going to straight back to the pocket to throw. Looking. Throws the football deep down the field. It's going to be knocked down by Wayne Bolin. And what a play! Wayne Bolin with his left hand, right hand. What hand was it, Rich?
It was his right hand.
It was his right hand.
With his right hand. Batted that down.
Batted it down. And what a job he did. 3rd and 20 for the Washington School Generals. They've got 2 plays to get 20 yards to keep any hopes of winning this football game alive. They send a wide receiver to the left. They send trip receivers to the right. 1 wide receiver to the left. I'd watch 20 out here. Harani on this side is all the speed, and that's who they're going to throw it to. He throws it in the ground. I tell you, Rich, ever since Stone Street hit Warren on that pass he threw, he has not been the same quarterback.
He has been a little bit touchy, looking for the rush, and the last time it got to him, and that time it was a hurry-up pass. You know, he couldn't get it off.
4th down, and they're going to punt with 3:23 to go. I wouldn't even put a guy back. I'd be expecting a fake all the way.
That's right.
I'd just let him kick.
That's what they're doing, just going to let him kick.
And that's what we're doing. We are expecting a fake. Let's just don't rough him. Good gracious. Let him punt it. Snap is back. It's a high snap, but he pulls it down. He gets the kick away, and it's a driving kick. That's going to go bounce at Lee Academy's 35 and takes a Lee Academy bounce. The Colts will have it 1st down and 10 yards to go from their own 38-yard line, needing to run 3 minutes and 21 seconds off of the clock.
Let's go!
Boy, oh boy, what a win this would be if we could pull it off, Rich. 32-20. We got 3 minutes and 21 seconds to go, and the Colts, the clock is running. Duff checks into the game. 2 first downs will do it, Rich. I don't think they got any timeouts left, do they?
I believe they've used all their timeouts this half.
Jack Laney leads the offensive line out. Cam Middleton follows him, limping off that hurt ankle. What a job they've done. Stone Street close, Gordon deep out of the eye. They're in a 4-man front, and we're going to give it to Stone Street. And right up the middle he comes. He gets out over the 40 to about the 42. Clock is running with 2:54 to go in the game. As a stunned group of Washington General fans witnessing this on the other side of the field. Chris Lively checks into the football game for the Colts, bringing out Wayne Bolin. Chris Lively goes wide to the left. Ivy D's be in the slot to the left. We got Stone Street close. Gordon deep out of the eye on 2nd down and 7. Duff, looking at a 4-man front, is going to take it on the option and going to keep it. And going to run the football out to about the 44 before he's tackled. 2:13 to go in the football game. Clock is running. We'll be on the road next week in a very key, Rich, a non-conference football game against the Carroll Academy Rebels before traveling the final week of the season to Kirk if we should squeak this victory out to wrap up a playoff berth for Division I AAA. So Carroll's game next week means absolutely nothing.
That's exactly right.
3rd down and 6 yards to go for the Colts. Minute 34 to go in the game. Pitch sweep to Gordon. Stay in bounds, Bradley. They tackle us, and he stays in bounds and brings up 4th down. 1:28, 1:27. Clock is running.
Washington's going to get the ball back with, I would even take a delay here probably.
I'm sure that's what we'll do on 4th down.
When he sets that clock, just take a delay, and that's going to run it down.
I believe we're going to go for it. 1:10 to go. Clock is running with 1:04 to go. I do not think Washington has any more timeouts. We are 5 yards away, Rich, from wrapping this thing up. 4th and 5. We're going to take a delay of game with 49. Clock is still running. 45. 43 seconds, 42 seconds, 41 seconds. Mike could have got another second there, Coach Hughes, if you'd have.
I thought they set the clock in motion at 1:13, so I set the play at 1:13, so we did pretty well on that one.
Colts will punt on 4th down and 10. The absolute biggest punt of Wayne Bolin's career. I can promise you that. With 41 seconds to go, Jack Laney will snap, and they're going to try to block it. High snap over his head. Wayne Bolin goes back and gets it. Wayne Bolin is going to be tackled at the 11-yard line. 33 seconds to go in the game. Washington's still breathing.
Well, they're still breathing, but I'm going to tell you they're almost on life support.
33-20. Washington will have it 1st down and 10 yards to go at the 11. Defense needs to batten down. Washington has no timeouts left. 1 sack will just about do it. Clock is running. 30 seconds. Warren under the center. Straight back to throw. Looking. Throws the fade pattern. It's going to be incomplete. Caught out of the end zone. 22 seconds to go in the game.
Have you had a good time tonight, Albert?
I've had a great time. I just wasn't planning on it being this exciting at the end.
I know it.
2nd down and 10 yards to go for Washington. .22 seconds to go. 1 sack will do it. 1 sack. Warren's under the center. Sprints to the left. They fake a draw. Looking. Throws the football down in the end zone. It's called for a touchdown. 15 seconds to go in the game. Makes it 32-20. 26. So with 15 seconds to go, we're going to have to recover an onside kick.
Well, you can rest assured we'll have all of our ball handlers up on the line there.
They will attempt the extra point to make it 32-27. The extra point means nothing. Snap is back, kick is up, kick is good. Lee 32, Washington 27, 15 seconds to go. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. Shoot! Got to get one kickoff. If we recover this, it's over.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to have time for about 2 plays. We just need to get it and run it somewhere.
We are back at Lee Academy Field, 15 seconds to go, 32-27 is the score, and we're about to field an onside kick here as they've got everybody on the left side of the field on the press box side. Number 20 gets the kick away, and it's going to be touched by Washington School, and it doesn't make any difference as the ball did not travel 10 yards, 10 seconds to go in the football game, and he knocked it over the line, and the Colts will have it.
Colts will have it 1st and 10, which is immaterial right now at
It's 10
the
seconds
Generals.
to go in the game.
That's right.
The Lee Academy Colts. It don't make any difference where they bring it because all we got to run is one play. 32-27. Should have been 32-20, but
I don't know what all the discussion is going on out there for.
Lee Academy Colts will have it 1st down and 10 yards to go inside of Washington's territory at the 50. And we got to get one snap, Rich. Lots of times that's hard to do, though.
It is.
He wants the clock to start. He's getting ready to start. They ain't have to run a play. They don't have to run.
No, they don't have to. They don't start it. We got to get one snap off, Rich. One snap. Ten seconds to go, 32-27. Snap is back. Lee Academy Colts are going to win this football game. Game's over. Colts win 32-27. Rich, just tell me something, man.
Tell you anything?
Anything.
I'm going to tell you what, it's been a great last 2 weeks because we've seen these Colts battle back from a real lackluster effort in the early part of the season, particularly with SBC, and they are now, on the road. They are on that road, Albert. Who would ever thunk it?
I tell you, it's not the team that starts the best. It's the team that finishes the best. Lee Academy Colts win 32-27. What a game. This has been Lee Academy Colt football.